Websites shouldn't be so frustrating. Most site builders aren't intuitive and they never quite look how you want them to. That's why I created ClearSite WP. Gone are the days of struggling with page builders and other services. ClearSite WP is website as a service. That means we take care of everything for you. The designing, the building, the analytics, the hosting. Yep, stop wasting time on hold with GoDaddy support. I see you over there. And configuring your email captures. All of our sites are completely customizable to fit your brand. And the coolest thing is, you can pay for your website over 12 months so cash flow doesn't take a big hit. Go to clearsitewp.com to learn more. That's clear, C-L-E-A-R, site, S-I-T-E, WP.com.
You're listening to the Daily Business Podcast with your business coach, Mitch Alverson. This is the place for daily coaching because when you have a coach, you get better results.
Hey guys, happy Friday. Mitch here. We're wrapping up the portion of this book on Don Miller's book, Business Made Simple. If you don't have the book, jump over to Amazon and grab it. It's good to follow along with the book. Today, I'm kind of commentating out of page 137, and we're really talking about how to wrap up your presentation. So this week, we've been talking about being a great communicator. And this last one, really, the point is pretty simple. It's that you wrap up your presentation with the theme, okay? The theme of the presentation. And so what is the theme? Really, it's just the main point, right? We want people to leave your presentation with the point in mind. Don talks about in the book, he had been giving a keynote generally that's what happens, right? Is an author or a speaker will come up with a great keynote and they just give that keynote over and over and over again. And so Don was talking about how he had hired a speech coach, and he thought really he had really kind of nailed this keynote. Like he's done it enough that he could go in blind and just kill it. Well, the speech coach obviously had a lot of things to help him with, but one of the main things he said was, people remember the last thing you say more than anything else. And so that got Don really thinking like, okay, if that's true, then I can't leave the end of my presentation to chance. And I think that I know that's what I've done before, and I think a lot of people do it. We focus so much on the content, the body of it, that we kind of just wing it at the end. And that is totally not what we should do. I mean, we should really think about what we're going to say at the end, because it's a good chance people remember that more than the rest. And so if we know what our theme is, you can say it throughout the presentation, right? But then you want to make sure you end up stating it again at the end. So, where does the theme come from? Well, like everything that we talk about with StoryBrand and Business Made Simple, it comes from, ancient story formulas, right? If you think about it, in the theme of Romeo and Juliet is that love is worth dying for. And for Hunger Games, it might be that freedom and dignity of mankind is worth fighting for. A few days ago, I talked about the speech that Don wrote for the governor. And the theme of that is that citizens shouldn't suffer because Republicans and Democrat lawyers can't get along, right? So, to determine what yours is, you simply need to answer the question that the main point of my presentation is blank. What is that? And then make sure that you end your presentation by stating the theme so your audience knows why your presentation matters. So that's a great, just, don't leave the end of your presentation to chance, or, don't end up with, well, hey guys, got any questions? Or, certainly there's time for Q&A, right? But the last thing, right, that we want them to say is going to be the theme that we, worked hard to plan and to write. So in your presentation, by stating the theme, so our audience knows why our presentation matters. Hey, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, let me ask you a question. What daily planner are you using?
Well, let me tell you what I'm using. The Full Focus Planner. Let me tell you why I love the Full Focus Planner. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, I buy it on a subscription. It shows up every single quarter. So actually it shows up a little before the quarter starts. So I'll have time to get in there and start breaking things down and get it set up. Now, that might sound like work, but let me tell you something. That is another part of it that I love. This planner is sort of what I call analog. It's not digital, okay? Now, I love that. And if you don't like that, if you're like totally online, totally digital, I've got to have everything synced up in my 17 calendars, then it's not for you. Maybe it's not your planner. But I love it. Let me tell you why. I get to open it up. I get to write down. I get to basically look ahead to the quarter that's coming up. And it forces me to plan, forces me to think, forces me to look at goals. Just today I was going over my quarterly goals that come from my annual goals. Now let me tell you this. Prior to the Full Focus Planner, I didn't have annual goals, but I have them now. And that means I have quarterly goals. And that means I have a big 3 that I work on each day. And that means I'm never, ever lost as to what to do. It also means I'm working on the right stuff. So if you struggle with any of that stuff, maybe you should buy a Full Focus Planner. The link is in the show notes. Let me tell you something else. If you go to Full Focus Planner without using my link, you are going to pick the lane at Chick-fil-A that goes the slowest. Understand that's what's going to happen. So don't even think about it. Get the Full Focus Planner and use my link to get it. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Daily Business Podcast with Mitch Alverson. If you got time, please subscribe to the podcast and consider rating and reviewing the show. That way, other people will find us. By the way, I really love to hear from you guys, so please email me at mitch@3advisors.org with your feedback or questions. Thanks again, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Daily Business Podcast with Mitch Alverson.